Hello.
Let's begin, shall we?
Hi, hello, welcome in. Hey, there I am. Hello. Let us get started as we always do with our movie puzzle. We got 10 minutes on the clock. Gotta fill in as much as we can. Ready, set, go. Alright, we got someone from Split. There's basically two options for this. If I can spell it right. James McAvoy. Cooking while you stream, so it's like reverse meal prep stream. Nice. What are you making? Okay, so it's not Francis McDermott. Cold Mountain. I don't remember who else is in that. The Rock. Sean Connery. Oscar winner in 1998. Pasta ditalini with ground turkey, bacon, and mixed veg. Nice. And then Sicario, because it has three names. Benicio del Toro. So I'm guessing it's Susan and possibly Sarandon. That's my guess. Might have had this one before, though. Oh no, this was... Who was the cop chasing after him? Because that's who that ended up being, if I remember right. Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, this was Elizabeth Banks. Because she plays J. Jonah Jameson's secretary. Galadriel is Kate Blanchett. Benjamin Braddock. Don't remember. Anyway, yeah, this is Susan Sarandon. Sarandon? Harvey Keitel, that's who it was. Okay, yeah, Benjamin Braddock was his character from The Graduate. They had Alfred Molina from Spider-Man No Home, Ben Kingsley from... And I still spelled James McAvoy. Okay, yeah, we've had this one before. So, we are going to play some Fill in the Grid for fun. Right? Alright, so we got The Departed, which I've seen, Cold Mountain. I don't know that I've actually seen it or not. Iron Man 3 I've seen, Hugo I've seen, Talented Mr. Ripley, 99 version. I've seen enough of it. And Boogie Nights I've seen. Okay. So Boogie Nights and The Departed is going to be Mark Wahlberg. The Departed and Hugo. Think it's gonna... Vera Farmiga? No? Boo. Then Iron Man 3 and Hugo should be Ben Kingsley. Iron Man 3 and the Talented Mr. Ripley. Is this going to be Guy Pearce? It is not. Is this Jude Law? Okay. We got one. We got Connect 3. That's the goal, right? That's all we needed to get. Oof. Alright, so The Departed. So we've got Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon. Oh, Matt Damon. He was in, yeah, he was in Talented Mr. Ripley. Okay. But who would have been a Hugo in The Departed? I only remember like 4 actors from Hugo, and none of them were in The Departed. You have to think about that. So is this going to be Julianne Moore? No. Who was in Boogie Nights and Iron Man 3? That is a weird crossover. Sam Rockwell? I don't believe so. I don't believe he was in Iron Man 3, only Iron Man 2. And I don't recall him being in Boogie Nights, but I could be wrong. I was thinking Don Cheadle. Try Don Cheadle. Alright, Don Cheadle works. Wait, am I thinking of a different movie? I might be. Was Ben Kingsley in The Talented Mr. Ripley? He was not. Oh, duh. It's Gwyneth Paltrow. Sometimes I overlook the most obvious answers. Alright. So we got all the Iron Man 3 ones done. The Departed and Hugo I'm not sure about. Yeah, because Hugo was just Chloe Grace Moretz and that one guy, the kid. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. But I don't think either of them were in The Departed. And then Sacha Baron Cohen was the railway conductor. He was not in The Departed. And then Ben Kingsley was keep wanting to say Murnau, but I know that's not right. The guy who directed Trip to the Moon. But he wasn't in The Departed. So I don't remember who else was in Hugo except them. So that's why I was wondering if, like, one of them had a parent or something. And that's why I guess Vera Farmiga. I wonder if it would be something like May R. Martin Sheen? Nope. And Cold Mountain. Oh, yeah, I really do not remember much about that one. Yeah, we might have to look some stuff up because nothing's really coming to mind. I don't believe Burt Reynolds was in Cold Mountain. Alright, we're just gonna look stuff up. What'd you miss? We had a repeat on our Star Wars, so we are trying to fill in the grid. We are looking for an actor who is in Hugo and The Departed, Hugo and Cold Mountain, and then Cold Mountain and Boogie Nights. Those are the three we're missing. And I cannot come up with anything else, so I was just going to start looking stuff up. So right. Cold Mountain. So Cold Mountain and Hugo and Cold Mountain and Boogie Nights. Philip Seymour Hoffman would have been in Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights. Yeah. Okay. And then, and Hugo. I wonder if it's Ray Winstone, because he was also in The Departed. Yep. He's gonna finish us off. That sounded worse than I intended it. We got there. I don't know. Ray Winstone's a good actor, but he was also in Cats. So, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, a lot of actors were in Cold Mountain. So I see why that one keeps coming up a bunch. But, yeah, we got there. We had to get some help, but we got there. All right. So now we are going to jump back in to editing and such. So a lot of what we did previously was the scenes with Margaret at the Shawnee settlement, of her catching a glimpse of Helene. And then Helene being kicked out. And as we know, we're going to be getting back to that to see Helene's version of events, but that comes later. So, yeah. So we have a montage that puts us into kind of our next section. I should have listened to some interviews so I have a better version of Bryn's voice because she's going to be in this section. We might be listening to an interview on stream. We'll see what happens. Alright, anyway, we will pick up with our montage and then, yeah, continue going. So we are in 1681. Interior, exterior, longhouse. I don't know that we... Because when we have it at 100%... Okay, it's still just one line, so yeah, that's fine. I'm just old. My eyes are bad, so I need it zoomed in. Interior, exterior, longhouse, Shawnee settlement montage, 1681. Margaret, her health improving, stands in the opening to the longhouse. Yeah, we're changing that around. Standing, I'm gonna say entrance to make it more clear. Standing in the entrance to the longhouse, Margaret, her health improving, looks out over the settlement, searching. Nah. I was thinking, do I need to specify that it's day? Nah. Because it can be day or night for any of these. Yeah, it's fine. Standing in the entrance to the longhouse, Margaret, her health improving, looks out over the settlement, searching. Second part. Margaret nears the council house. She saw Helene enter. Okay, we're going to switch this around. Nearing the council house, she saw Helene enter. Margaret asks a delegate a question, MOS. The delegate shakes their head, dismissive. I don't think we need dismissive, just the delegate shakes their head. Rested, back to full health, Margaret smiles, thankful. To the Shawnee healer. Back to full health, Margaret smiles. To the Shawnee healer, thankful. Then she sets off, back on her own. Back to full health, Margaret smiles to the Shawnee healer, thankful. Then she sets off, back on her own. Technically, you want to specify day and night for production purposes, but it helps set the mood and tone for the reader. It's a Shawnee settlement. I'm seeing night because fire's a mystery. Let's see what the random people on the internet say. Yeah, so that does even... Yeah, okay, so yeah, montage in new location. Okay, so they just add an extra... Yeah. Montage various. Okay, and then they put the scene headers in there. Yeah, so we can probably... Yeah, no hard and fast rule on it. Personal preference is writing montage as action blocks and separate the actions with ellipses. Yeah. Yeah, I just imagine these being basically like one shot each, and so that's why I don't want to give them their own scenes, because it would just slow down the pacing, I feel like. So we're just going to do scene header. We're going to take out Longhouse, because then it gets... So we're interior and exterior within the Shawnee settlement, during the day, a montage. Now... Okay, we got 17. We have 8 montages. We need to make sure they're all formatted the same. Okay, yeah. right? So, yeah, this one we kind of adapt it because these are all flashbacks. So I almost feel like this should just be flashes. No, montage flash. Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm saying that's fine. Montage flashes. Montage day and night. Okay, yeah, this is another one where the locations are in day night with slash. Okay, yeah, that's. All right, we want the format for all these to be the same, but they're all different because they're all kind of doing different things. All right, then again, we have montage flashes because those are flashbacks. Montage. Yeah, these are kind of all over the place, day and night. But we kind of separate them out to. Yeah, those are kind of all over the place. Montage flashes is fine. Montage flashes. All right. So this is the only montage that takes place at a single location during a single time of day. Yeah. All right. We're just going to roll with it. If it's flashback, I use flashback and end with end flashback. Montages can happen in the present. Flashback. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, with. But if Bryn is showing, for instance, Margaret flashes of a memory, we're not leaving the scene. So we're not technically flashing back. We're seeing her memory. Yeah. When I do flashback, yes, I do. Yeah. We're moving on. All right. Yeah. We aren't technically, but we're entering her mind. Yes. All right. Anyway, moving on to scene 18. Exterior coastal village, North Carolina, day. It is also going to be in 1681. Works for you and makes sense. It works. Don't get too going. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Having traveled weeks, Margaret wanders the thoroughfare of a village, uncomfortable around the numerous villagers roaming. Having traveled weeks, Margaret wanders the thoroughfare of a village. The village thoroughfare. Yeah. Having traveled weeks, Margaret wanders the village thoroughfare, uncomfortable around the numerous villagers roaming. Looking over the buildings, Margaret finds the one she's searching for, the tavern. Looking over the stone and wood buildings. Here, we'll use the term you wanted to use in the other one. Alright. Looking over the stone and wood buildings lining the plaza, Margaret finds the one she's searching for, the tavern. She nears and enters to interior, tavern, continuous. Nearing, she enters. Interior, tavern, continuous. Do we need... We probably don't need to give her tavern a name because we only are really here once. Margaret enters the dingy, vacant establishment. Aside from the bar, a few tables and chairs fill the space. Within the dingy, vacant establishment, Margaret Hmm. Okay, we kind of combine those two paragraphs. Within the dingy, vacant establishment, Margaret approaches the bar. No. Because we established she enters. So then Margaret approaches the bar of the dingy, vacant establishment. Glancing around, she notices a few tables and chairs fill the space. "50 watch Hokum, it's great." Is that the one with Adam Scott? Yes. Okay. Margaret approaches the bar of the dingy, vacant establishment. Glancing around, she notices a few tables adorned with half-filled tankers from the night before. Footsteps approach. Alright. I need to hear Bryn's voice. How am I gonna do this? Carefully? Oh. Alright. We're going to pause the music. Why is it so hard to find an interview with just one person? Alright, we're gonna try listening to an interview and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't do anything I'm not supposed to.
This is fresh air. I'm Terry Gross. The film Hamnet is nominated for 8 Oscars, including Best Actress for my guest Jessie Buck. And Agnes is left to experience.
He died in agony.
Awards or nominations include on TV Shakespeare's Real Woman.
Kind of given the title of being a woman that had kept him back from his genius. And I think what Maggie O'Farrell so brilliantly did, not just with Agnes and Shakespeare's wife, but also with Hamnet, their son, was to bring these people who, in our imaginary world, filled Shakespeare and the plays that have lived forever, and given them status beside this great man, which is full and vibrant.
In this imaginary version of her life, one of the producers,
there was a lot of freedom and expression by just living in that place when we were younger. And I think when you grow up in a landscape like that, your mind and your soul is wild. You know, things just grow because they want to grow. There's no planting or formula to the nature in that place. And I think that was really informative to me as a child, and still is.
Getting back to that quote.
All right. I hope that's enough. It's like, she has a nice voice. Yeah, she is very Irish. That was Jessie Buckley, who is our Bryn. Yeah, like, the thing I noticed a lot was the use of words wasn't very different from, like, Americanized English. It was just kind of the rounding of certain things. And instead of, like, to, she would say ta. Just little things like that. So... Mariners, hi, hello, welcome in. Oh, I'm rating my own channel apparently. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yvonster? Sup? Hi, hello, welcome in. Yoon doesn't even say hello, he just comes in with puzzle time. Steve, hello, hello. Oh, hello there. Bree and the guy in the chair. Wool, hi, hello, how you doing? Mariners on the march. Forget my own raid yeah, I always forget to put up my raid message when I set up raid and stuff. Eccentric, hi, hello, welcome in. Yoon's been lurking for an hour. Appreciate it. Just listening to writer advice, writing fan fiction. Nice. I was considering starting a new project of some fan fiction today, but I decided to push it back, so we might be starting it next week. Probably, hopefully. But yeah, right now we're currently working on an original screenplay, though. Less of a march, more of a gentle stroll, really. Fair. Potentially even call it a meander. Or a slow crawl. Less of a march, more of a pub crawl. Before I forget, Yoon, let me know what puzzle time you would like to do. I'm assuming you want to do a redactyl, but confirm it for me, or let me know what else. You're talking of pubs, but our current scene is in a tavern. Ooh, you want to go rattle? All right, let me find Rattle. The edits are going a little slow. I think I need to do previous days, right? So I don't mess with their daily resets. So I went back a day just in case. Edits have been going a little slow so far. The first scene was a montage. And so I was like, all right, I need to make sure all of our montages are formatted the same way. Uh, so we look through all our montages, and all of them are completely different. So yeah, it's a whole thing. It's high noon. Yeah, we're going from high to noon. Just a question. I'm releasing chapters every day and getting burnt out. Should I put my fan fiction on hiatus? That is a complicated question. It really depends on what you want to do. I would say pace yourself. Burnout is very difficult to come back from. And it's always fine to take some time to yourself, kind of get back into the right headspace, and then pick up on it. But it is really up to you. Some people are able to just kind of push through it, and by doing that, they kind of get through the burnout. So, really depends on you. Think I missed it, but as we rated, did Steve suggest we set up a writing group in a service station? Oh, yeah, missed a little discussion on montages. Yeah, we have VODs here, and I upload all of my streams to YouTube as well. That's linked in the About section. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Take me an hour a bit, maybe have Australia motorway service station, like a truck stop. Okay, yeah, we're going on to Rattle. All right, yeah, we're going from high to noon. Drop it. So we're going from 4 to 4. So we'll go mile. Then we go lime. Light. It is not light. All right, so we're going from 4 to 5, so it's not going to be drop outside letters, it's not going to be change double, it's not going to be change one. Anatomical term from the end of a lime? It's not... Okay. The lime blank, no. Kind of minister that rhymes with lime? Good job. Yep, Prime Minister. Amazon Prime. The Amazon River is in South America. Indian River, Ganges. Too many letters. Mouth of a river. Way out. Blank out star. Break? Yeah. Okay. Bread, non, noon. Alright. GG's. Why can't... Sorry if I missed chat stuff. Who is you? Media truck stops now. I was so confused on that game, never see it. Oh, yeah, I probably should have explained the game before I just ran through it. Yeah, I blame Yoon. Yeah, basically, they're just a bunch of clues over here, and then they're out of order with the words, and you have to figure out which word fills in each clue. Waking up is quite the brain struggle. Agreed. Oh man, I'm gonna have to wake up early tomorrow. Not looking forward to that. Alright. We have done our puzzle time. Now, back to, hopefully, some editing. We are in a tavern, though, so there is that. Interior tavern continuous. Margaret approaches the bar of the dingy, vacant establishment. Glancing around, she notices a few tables adorned with half-filled tankers from the night before. Footsteps approach. Bryn, off-screen. Ne'er I see a soul in here while the sun still shines. Waking up is overrated, but so is going to bed and yeah. I like sleep. Sleep is the best. Bryn emerges from a back room. We're gonna switch that around. Behind the bar, Bryn emerges from a back room, carrying a case of alcohol. Don't have to wake up early if you never sleep. Hashtag not medical advice. Exactly. Behind the bar, Bryn emerges. Behind the bar, Bryn emerges from a back room. Behind the bar, Bryn emerges from a back room, carrying a case of alcohol. Yeah, that's correct. Bryn is in her late 20s, Irish, with short red hair. She owns and operates a tavern and can handle her own with anyone. Margaret looks to Bryn, expectant. And you're not from these parts, Margaret. No, I'm not. Also, you have a good excuse to not operate heavy machinery. Win-win! Damn it, I missed the puzzle! That's the fourth best part of the stream, first best host. Aw, thank you, Mookie. Getting ready for when 54 is a producer and looking to buy my... That might be a while, Mookie. We are going to be playing some words on stream shortly. So there will be more puzzle opportunities not far off. Margaret says, no, I'm not. $50 already promised Naughty Dog you'd buy a script for stuff. If I'm ever in a position to offer someone 7 figures for a script, possibly. Don't worry, that is the first puzzle break of this 8. Lies and slander. Like I said, I like sleep. You see, usually it's Mariners. Mariners always goes way over the top, though. He always goes to 24. No 7 figures are Funko Pops. Exactly. You'd settle for high 6 figures? That's good. Margaret sets down the case of alcohol, then looks over Margaret, trying to get a sense of her. Bryn sets down the case of alcohol, then looks Margaret over. I like switching those. Bryn sets down the case of alcohol, then looks Margaret over, trying to get a sense of her. Here for a drink, then? Margaret. No. With the price of those, wouldn't even be able to buy all this. So what you doing in here then? Yeah, when we were listening to the clip, one of the things I noticed is she would say "ta" instead of "to," so I wonder if she would also say "yeah." Just switching around some words. So then what you doing in here? Margaret meets Bryn's eye. How many Funko Pops do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have at least 10 Funko Pops. And no, not all of them are Captain Marvel. That's at least a house right there. Only 9 are? No. Actually, only 2. I only have 2. Other one is Deputy Captain Marvel. Nope. I actually have 2 Batman as well. Oh, you have the Home Alone ones? Nice. So then, what you doing? What you doing in here? Opinion on Robert Pattinson's Batman. On the movie or Robert Pattinson as Batman? Him as Batman? I think he's good as Batman. Opinion on 54's Bond. Yeah, I mean, I've only seen his Batman once, so it's been a while. He's not my favorite Batman, and he's probably not my least favorite Batman. I think Pattinson's a really good actor, or can be a really good actor. Um, yeah. Adam West is the only Batman. No, but okay. You do you. I can't give you too much shit on that because I say there's only 3 Star Wars movies, so yeah. Michael Keaton was a superior Batman. Q Mariners, what's Batman? I personally prefer Lego Batman. So you like Will Arnett? I've at least played the Lego games. Lego games are actually fun. Oh, I just had the eye in the wrong spot. He was right though, the best Batman is in fact Will Arnett. Yeah, Will Arnett has that like deep, gravelly voice. Oh, we are over an hour in. Alright. We will pick up on that line. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to disappear, but have no fear. I'm being replaced by words on stream. Puzzles! More puzzles for chat! I'm going to take a quick break. Yeah, words on stream. I'll be back shortly. Have fun. Be good. 3, 2, 1, go. think I already know the answer to the question, but chat, do you want to go for round 3 since you have 2 perfect ones? All right. The yeas have it. We continue on. Only 2 stars. Yeah, GG's team. Naughty Dog with the gold, Major not far behind with the silver, Mariners just behind with the bronze, Steve and stuff, Wool, Mookie, all helping out, and I was the mascot. GG's team. Alright. Bye, words on stream. This is embarrassing for me. I will not stand in the corner for a while. Yes, team effort. GG's team. Alright, back to hopefully do some editing. We demand more. Next stream is on Tuesday. We'll do more then. Yeah, good promo. Lies. Lies, Naughty Dog. Hesitant. Margaret meets Bryn's eye. Margaret. A few weeks ago I saw something impossible, something I can't explain. Intrigued, Bryn listens. I kept thinking about it over and over. What I saw. I can't get it out of my head. I have to know if it was real. Bryn. Sounds like you've had quite a time of it. Margaret. That's it? What do you expect me to say? Oh, yeah, we want 2 to be tuh. Boop. Bemused. That's it. Tryon! Hi, hello. Hope everything is going well. Enjoy the lurk. We are trying to edit. Sounds like you've had quite a time of it. Margaret bemused. That's it? Bryn. What do you expect me to say? Most come here to forget. Margaret shifts, considering. You see, I was told... Oh, you see, I was told you are the person to talk to when you had to find answers. See, I was told you were the person... You see... Yeah, I think that's throwing me off, the UC. I was told you were the person to talk to when you had to find answers. Mariners, you don't sound bitter at all. I was told you were the person to talk to find answers. I might have some answers, but doubt... Doubt they're the ones you're looking for. I lost. Not even bothered, only a game. Exactly. Bryn... Fuck. I'm sorry, Mariners. That stinks. Bryn grabs out a bottle and a pair of pewter tankards. Bryn, sure you don't want a drink? Should it be she places them on the bar? Yeah. Bryn places a bottle and a pair of pewter tankards on the bar. Sure you don't want a drink? Yeah, I think that's better. Margaret, unrelenting. I saw her die. I heard her screams. I can still hear her screams. So how could I see her walking around as if nothing had happened? Bryn shrugs. If it's someone you want found, there's a few decent enough trackers I can point you to. Margaret doesn't move. She locks eyes with Bryn. No worries, Major. Mariners redeems major wellness check. How are you, Major? How are you doing? You're done cooking. I hope you're staying hydrated and enjoying a great weekend. She typed it in chat, but it's probably way up there. Can we have a 50 wellness check? Eh. My weekend was alright. We got Friday off, so that was good. Played a lot of Tomb Raider. I'm almost done with it. Watched a couple movies. Major's doing well. Went to a show last night with her husband. Had a blast. Today has been chill. Staying hydrated. For dinner, yeah, the ditalini pasta with ground turkey, veggies, bacon, and parmesan. So I started up my watch list. I'm watching it in chronological order, so I started earliest, and I added movies for like particular actors, directors that I like, and so it just so happened that the last 3 movies I've watched, maybe more than that, have all been Greta Garbo movies, because I really liked her in a movie I watched, and I was like, I want to see more of her, because I know her name, but I haven't watched a lot of her movies. So the last 3 were all Greta Garbo movies, and like, I was so into them because it was basically her being awesome and just like ruining men's lives, but like the movie wouldn't let her just have it, and like they had to like kill her or leave her destitute at the end. I was like, ah, you ruined them for me. You were so good up until then. Camille was probably her best role. Let me double check that that's on the watch list. I'm pretty sure it should be. But literally, there were 3 movies from the same year that were all just like Greta Garbo being awesome and like multiple men fighting over her because she was Greta Garbo in 1927 or 26. So I have seen Camille. Is this one I need to watch again? Yeah, probably. So I have seen it. I don't remember anything from it, so yeah, I probably need to rewatch it. Anyway, yeah. But the next movie I have is, yeah, Queen Christina is the one that I was like, okay, I get it. She's amazing. I need to watch more stuff from her. So, yeah, that one I remember I've definitely seen. But the next movie on my watch list, I want to make sure I get it right. Is called A Page of Madness. It is a Japanese movie from 1926. And the description is a man takes a job at an asylum with hopes of freeing his imprisoned wife. Like, this could be real good. Could be real bad, but could be real good. Anyway, that's next. Alright, back to editing and stuff. Point you to... Margaret locks eyes with Bryn. I don't need a tracker. I need someone more. Should it be something more? Yeah. I need something more. Editing in stuff? Trademarked. Is that Steve's cousin? Margaret locks eyes with Bryn. Intent. Margaret, I don't need a tracker. I need something more. Need something else. I don't need a tracker. I need something else. I need someone... Yeah. I don't need a tracker. I need something else. I need someone who can see what no one else can. Caught on the word, Bryn searches Margaret's eyes. She shifts her hand from the bottle. I welcome anyone with stuff. Caught on the word, Bryn searches Margaret's eyes. She shifts her hand from the bottle. I feel like grazes. Okay, so shifting her hand from the bottle, she grazes Margaret's hand. Her eyes widen. Alright. Caught on the word, Bryn searches Margaret's eyes. Shifting her hand from the bottle, she grazes Margaret's hand. Her eyes widen. Realizing, Bryn tilts her head. Margaret? Margaret nods. I can't remember the last time I was surprised. That's why I couldn't see you. Bryn examines Margaret's new face. It's actually a progressive writing day for me today somehow. Nice. Well done, Mariners. And I did see you posted the first 10 pages in Discord, so I will try to read that at some point this week. Yeah. That's the plan. Alright. Margaret nods. Can't remember the last time I was surprised. That's why I couldn't see ya. Bryn examines Margaret's new face. Bryn. Your face? Margaret. I guess we should say explaining. Yeah, of course. Margaret, explaining. Hunters. They showed up out of nowhere. I was able to get away, but I didn't want to take the risk. Bryn. Still running, lass? Uh, yeah. Still running, lass. Feel like the O sound would be more rounded. Still running, loss. Margaret. Thought crossing the ocean would be enough. An uneasy silence. Just uneasy silence hangs between them. That's one thing I always write, but I need to do it correctly the first time so I don't have to keep editing it out. Instead of saying an uneasy silence, just uneasy silence hangs between them. That's a me problem, though. So then, why are you really here? Not to remember the old times. Silas! Hi, hello. How are you doing? Hope you're feeling better. No. So then, why are you really here? Not to remember the old times, surely. Margaret. I wasn't lying when I said I saw something impossible. So you come to me to find the truth. Margaret nods. When the hunters came, I got away. But she didn't. I saw her die. How is that possible? Bryn, eyes deceive. Who is she? Margaret, Helene. Saying her name aloud gives Margaret pause. And when you saw her again? For the moment, it was just bad timing. It happens basically every day. Didn't time it. Yeah. Well, enjoy the times when you're feeling good. I know you said it might be a bit before you stream again, but we are going to shout you out anyways. Anyone who's not following Silas, he also streams over on his channel. Saying her name loud. Saying her name. I don't think we need that. Saying her name gives Margaret pause. Bryn. And when you saw her again? It was just a glimpse, but I know it was her. All these years later, she still looks the same. All these years later, I don't need still. Yeah, of course. It was just a glimpse, but I know it was her. All these years later, she looks the same, but something about her was different. Different how? I'm not sure. Why not go after her? Margaret hesitant. I couldn't. Bryn shifts her hand closer to Margaret's, expectant. Blin. Sometimes when you try reading a word, your mouth is just like No, I'm gonna. No, I did not have a shirt. I'm fine. Sometimes there is just a malfunction when you try saying something and your brain and mouth are not aligned. Yeah, I need to try. Yeah, it's okay. English be like that. uh, I know you will, Major. No, I am fine. Yeah, I stumbled hard. Bryn glances side-eyed at Margaret, expectant. Bryn, I'll find out one way or another. I zoned out. It's too hot. I hate this. Yeah, when it's too hot outside, it's no fun. Oh, yeah, Mariners. Ambulance in America, yes, would be very expensive. It's like after midnight, it should not be double figures. Oh, yeah. At least 500. Yeah, at least. And hospitals wonder why people call Ubers to get them to the hospital instead of an ambulance. Bryn, I'll find out one way or another. Margaret, I I ate something I shouldn't have. If the local tribe hadn't found me when they did. Bryn, the mind can do funny things when face to face with death. Healthcare US is a racket. Yes, quite thankful I don't have to deal with that. Yeah. Maybe some Uber guy will get an ambulance someday. Rideshare would be a pain though. Yeah. Bryn, knowing. The mind can do funny things when face to face with death. You can see impossible things. See people long since gone. Margaret. I have to know the truth. Bryn. Follow me. So be it. Follow me. Just imagining rideshare in an ambulance, that would be quite the challenge. 5 stars. My rideshare was in a coma, so they were at least quiet. So be it. Follow me. Bryn makes her way into a back room. Margaret circles around the bar. Boop. So be it. Follow me. Margaret circles around the bar, follows Bryn into... Much cleaner. Alright. Hey, we're up to scene 20! We're making progress. Interior storage room, tavern, continuous. Margaret steps into the room stocked with cases of alcohol. change the phrasing of this. Stepping into the room stocked with cases of alcohol. Margaret finds Bryn standing next to a makeshift table at the middle of the room. Be in the middle of the room. Stepping into the room stocked with cases of alcohol, Margaret finds Bryn standing next to a makeshift table in the middle of the room. Bryn motions... Why do I have motions capital? I don't know. Bryn motions Margaret to sit opposite. Uh... Yeah, so we have Bryn standing in the middle of the room, then she's closing the door. So I feel like I need to clean this up. So we won't have Bryn there. Yeah, I need to fix all of this. Stepping into the room stocked with cases of alcohol, Margaret finds a makeshift table in the middle of the room. In the middle. Stepping into the room stacked with cases of alcohol, Margaret finds a makeshift table in the middle. Closing the door behind them, Bryn motions Margaret to sit. Potentially, yeah. Alright, I think this fixes it. Stepping into the room stocked with cases of alcohol, Margaret finds a makeshift table in the middle. I guess it should be at the center. Finds a makeshift table at the center. Closing the door behind them, Bryn motions Margaret to take a seat. Bryn wouldn't want anyone interrupting. Bryn takes a seat across from Margaret. Get this man an editing contract! Cases of alcohol. I want this up. Cases! Yes. Bryn takes a seat across from Margaret. She lies her hands on the table. This is one of those... Lays, not lies. Thank you, Major. Can I get a case of 0? Or play... Yeah. Having two women in the scene makes the she-her difficult for clarity. So Bryn takes a seat across from Margaret. I would rephrase this to looking to her. She lays her hands on the table, expectant. But it's not clear who she and her would be in that second sentence. Bryn takes a seat across from Margaret. Oh, yeah, okay, I know. I'm overthinking it. Taking a seat across from Margaret, Bryn lays her hands on the table. Then yeah. I think this mostly fixes it. Taking a seat across from Margaret, Bryn lays her hands on the table. She looks to Margaret, expectant. How to solve this pronoun predicament? Rewrite everything to be in first person. Yeah, she looks. Yeah. Taking a seat across from Margaret, Bryn lays her hands on the table. She looks to Margaret, expectant. Yeah, because that way we have Margaret, Bryn. Bryn is her, Bryn is she, and then back to Margaret. So all of our pronouns are consistent. Okay, yeah. Taking a seat across from Margaret, Bryn lays her hands on the table. She looks to Margaret, expectant. Overcoming her hesitation, Margaret places her hands on Bryn's. Her eyes widen as she sees our second montage to edit today. Yay! Everybody needs a montage. How far in the stream was the first one? It was pretty early on, so I'd say... What would that be? 20-ish minutes in? Because I think that was the first thing we got into editing. So, yeah, this isn't a flashback. So we're not flashing back. And we're not in a single location, so we can't put locations in. Have you ever used series of shots versus montage? No, I generally go with montage, one, just because it's shorter. But I think either is probably fine. 50 gave a little lesson here. You want to start the action with visual action first, active verb at the beginning of a paragraph. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of times, like, I won't realize that I'm not doing it the way I wanted on the first draft, but like that's one of the reasons I always do an edit reading the piece out loud, because some of the stuff, like, until you hear it, it's not clear enough, because in your mind your brain can be like, yeah, that's more or less right, but like when you hear it, you hear things that don't sound right easier. Like you would write, John kicks in the door, weapon draw, not John draws his weapon and kicks in the door. Yeah. And that's one of those things where if you read those two sentences, you'll be like, yeah, I mean, either one probably works. But when you read them out loud, you hear how much cleaner one is than the other, at least to me. All right, on to our montage. So this one is flashes. It's not in a set place or time, so that's why we have locations capitalized, and these are all things that have already happened. But she's seeing them in the present, so they're not technically flashbacks, they're just memories. I've never felt so smart and so dumb at the same time. I love learning different processes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their own process. You got to kind of um, try different things out early on, especially when you start writing, and kind of figure out what works best for you. Because, like, I know when I started, like, I was able to write some stuff without outlining it. Then I got to a certain point where, like, that did not work anymore, and I was like, I have to outline things. Man, I'm in the prose mode. Aw, thanks, Mariners. I'm glad you say nice things about Naughty Dog. Anyway, montage. Flashes. On the plains, beyond the settlement, Helene pulls Margaret in, kisses her. Let me change this to grasslands. That included Naughty Dog and Lemmington too. Nice. On the grasslands, beyond the settlement, Helene pulls Margaret in, kisses her. On the beach, Margaret watches Helene dive into the lake. Dive into the water. From a ridge overlooking the settlement, Margaret watches as flames ignite. Helene's screams echo. On the grasslands, Helene pulls Margaret in, kisses her. At the beach, Margaret watches Helene dive into the water. Yeah, I'm trying to not rewrite these with a lot of detail because I want them to be very quick, and we've already written them once. So it's clear, it should be clear to the reader, like, oh, this is this scene, this is this, this is this. We're seeing these flashes really quick. I see what you mean now. Pretty every action is at the or on the. Yeah. Yeah, so with these, I'm trying to keep them consistent in their structure so they read faster, because with the montage, like, I want these to be extremely fast. So, on the grasslands, Helene pulls Margaret in, kisses her. At the beach, Margaret watches Helene dive into the water. From a ridge overlooking the settlement, Margaret watches as flames ignite. Helene's screams echo. Beside a pond, Margaret shrieks in pain as her bones snap. Her face shifts. I'm going to say transforms. Bone snapping fun for the whole family. Exactly. Gonna try watching another psychological horror tonight. Nice. Do you know which one is on deck? Lying on the ground of a forest or the forest? Yeah. Getting a Happy Meal. Dun 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 dun. We're snapping them. I have no idea which one. That's fine. Horror at 1 a.m. Are you mad? We're all a little mad down here. Lying on the ground of a forest, Margaret writhes in pain. Within a Shawnee longhouse, Margaret glances out through, I believe, the entrance. Through the entrance to see Helene. Interior, storeroom, tavern, back to scene. Overwhelmed, Margaret recoils. We do need an E there. Okay. Thank you. Overwhelmed, Margaret recoils. So, should I keep from having to relive the memories? Because it would be a lot snappier if we just went overwhelmed, Margaret recoils. Bryn remains, contemplating. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's self-explanatory. Yeah, I agree. Oop. When I get rid of it, stuff for the director to fill in. Yeah, I think it's clear enough that what's happening. A friend of mine thinks horror books are stupid because you cannot be scared by words, apparently. Can't be scared of words? Really? That's a dumb thing. Can't be scared by words? Obviously, they've never met Nigel Farage. He's scared by so many words. Yeah, I was thinking about making a Trump joke there. Ah, see what I did there? Alright, anyway. Overwhelmed, Margaret recoils. Bryn remains, contemplating. Bryn. 'Twas her. At a loss, Margaret remains. Oh, we have remains twice. So we can actually put from this. Can't be scared by words is something someone who's never received a bill for an ambulance would say. Also true. Well, that's more scared by numbers. Yep. Those could be very scary words. We want a verb. Ugh. I'm struggling. You caught that, Mariners? Well, I was meant to write lingers, and then I looked at the next line, and it's how, and so I typed how instead of the word I wanted to write. Mariner's mostly scared of the word. Did you ever watch? Yeah. All right. Overwhelmed, Margaret recoils. Bryn remains, contemplating. 'Twas her. Shaken from having to relive the memories, Margaret lingers. Margaret. How? But how? Bryn looks to Margaret, expectant. You still don't see? Realistically, how long would it take to watch all the Marvel series? Including all the TV shows and stuff? A long time. Just the movies? I don't know. I mean, there's still over 50 movies. So even if you went through one a day, you might be able to catch up by the time Spider-Man comes out. This is 37. That seems low. Yeah. I don't know. There might be only 37. Yeah, that seems to be the number that keeps coming up. Watching the entire MCU takes approximately 124 hours over 5 days of continuous viewing of films that Disney Plus series combines. Census on Reddit, Marvel Studios discussion is first-time viewers should watch in release order to experience the story Marvel intended. AI is on it. Ugh. Starting with Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. Nah. Oh. Yeah, the scene goes on for a while. We're not getting through the whole thing. Alright, yeah, I just saw the time. So we'll pick up on scene 22. I don't know what's happening in chat. It's fine. Yeah, so we will pick up on scene. Oh, okay. I gotcha. So we'll pick up there next time. Next stream should be on Tuesday. And I will give a sneak preview for people who actually stuck around. So starting this coming weekend, so I will be streaming, or I plan to stream on Tuesday and Thursday. And then I will be off that weekend through the July 4th weekend, I believe. I need to check my stuff. 1 second. Okay, so they are leaving on the 5th, which is a Sunday. Alright, so we're not starting it on the 5th. So, yeah, I will be streaming this coming week, Tuesday, Thursday, and then July 7th and 9th after I get back. So that means July 12th will be the next Sunday stream. So that is currently, plans may change, when I think I might start trying to write our next stream project, which is probably going to be my version for Captain Marvel 3, because I've been thinking about it a lot, and I have ideas, and yeah, I kind of want to do that. So that's the plan. it's going to be a little bit before we can get started. I kind of considered starting it today, but I didn't have enough stuff kind of mapped out in my head. Yeah, beware of ideas, they can be dangerous. I agree. But I currently have returning characters I want to include, new characters I want to include, the theme around which I want to build everything, and kind of broad strokes of what I think the story will be. And then it's just a matter of kind of putting it down on paper, so to speak, and figuring out the best way to tell the story. So that's where I'm at with it. It's something we'll get to. Like I said, most likely on the 12th is when we will start that up. So, yeah. Let's, with that, I'm going to disappear. Bye. And I'm going to look for someone to raid over to. Okay. Oh, yeah, a lot of people are live. Yeah, as Major said, Nancia is live, Trallian, Terrible Novelist, and Liv. So if anyone has a preference between any of those, it looks like Liv might have just started. But I believe we streamed her last, or we raided to her last time. Yeah, we haven't raided her in a while. Yeah, well, yeah. We'll go right over to Nancia and see what they are up to. Yeah, thank you to everyone stopping by, hanging out, lurking, chatting, all the stuff, all the things. I appreciate it. Mariners, thank you again for the raid. I will be back on Tuesday to do some more editing and such. And I think that's everything. Oh yeah, we have raid messages that I always forget to post so people can use. First one for people with subs, second one for anyone following should be able to use those emotes. And yeah, feel free to join the Discord if you want. If not, that's cool. Alright, I hope you all have a great start to your week, and I will see you next time.
Thanks for checking out my channel. Do whatever you want, live your life. I hope you're happy in your body. Much love to you, and see you around.